St. Bonaventure High School's Manny Rosales led his team to a 9-0 start and a Marmonte League title in his first year as quarterback. But just before the season started, he received unexpected news that he has type 1 diabetes. Now he gives himself insulin shots while his mother Norma monitors his food intake and levels on an app. Our Painter Lopez has more from spring practice in Ventura.
You do it all wearing a glucose monitor because last year you found out you had type 1 diabetes. What was that process like when you first learned that you had it?
At first, it was pretty hard. I also thought like, oh, I might not have to be able to eat what I want to eat. And the process was pretty hard in the beginning because, of course, a week before my first game, I found out I have it. And
a week before your first football game last year.
Yeah.
What an emotional time.
It was pretty emotional. But it just some getting used to. Within a month, I was doing okay. And at first, I didn't have this glucose monitor. I had to actually do finger pokes, like halftime I'd do it. But yeah, it was pretty hard in the beginning, but all it is just getting some used to.
So I remember, when it happened, it was right around the time when he was thrust into the starting quarterback role, and then, about 2 days afterwards, we found out that, he hadn't been feeling too good, and we found out that, he had this, and we really didn't know how it was going to affect him and if he was going to be out for some time, if it was going to take him some time to adjust and get used to it. But, he was back within a day or two, and he and his mom have done a tremendous job of managing his food intake and checking his levels and everything. And, from time to time, he'll have to get a juice or something like that. But other than that, you can't tell at all that he's dealing with that on the football field.
What were some of the signs that you were noticing when you guys first had to go in and knew that there was a problem?
So in hindsight, he had lost probably like 15 pounds, I'd say. And we thought it was just he's not eating enough, or you need to put on some more weight, you need to eat more. And then he was drinking water just constantly. He couldn't get enough. Whether it was water, whether it was Starbucks or Blenders, constantly drinking water, and I guess along with that, using the restroom, having to go to the bathroom constantly, and I think that's what we couldn't drive anywhere without having to stop for him to go to the restroom, and that's what triggered me having to call the doctor and say, hey, maybe there's a urinary tract infection or something like that. I never thought diabetes, never crossed my mind.
When you first were diagnosed, did you think I might not be able to play football anymore?
At first I did, because I had no clue about it or anything. So I was pretty scared that I might not ever play football again. But as I went on, I learned that I can do anything I want to do, just with just a little more responsibility. That's it.
What have you thought about what he's been able to do in playing with diabetes?
Manny is a warrior in every sense of the word. He hasn't let his diabetes affect him in any way, and I say he's a warrior in anything that he does, whether it's on the field in a game, in the classroom, in practice. He has his goals, he's extrinsically motivated, and once he's set his sight on these goals, there's nothing, diabetes, anything, change of position, anything that stopped him from obtaining that.
Just work through the hard times, keep pushing, and you can do whatever you want, and just remember that all it is just a little something extra, that you're unique. You're not like everyone else. You have something that you can do yourself, and it makes you stronger than the rest.
Manny is a fellow type 1 diabetic. You have a new fan, and you have no idea how many people you inspire now and are going to inspire in the future.